rolling. All right, we're all set. Go ahead.
Beautiful. Thank you. So, first of all, congratulations on this new project. I'm very proud of you both.
Thank you.
I've been waiting my
And
whole life for someone to tell me that. Thank you.
well, today's your lucky day. So, tell me a little bit about your roles in this, starting with Zach, who looks so happy right now.
Well, along with Brandon and Mike Judge, I co-created the show, and then I play the unfortunate character of Lauren Caspian, and Brandon and I directed all the episodes. And yeah, and now we're promoting it. We're in this weird sort of suspenseful period where it's like, I wonder if people will like the show or hate the show or be indifferent to the show. I'd prefer options A or B, but you never know.
Brandon, what about you?
Yeah, so basically all of Zach's roles minus the acting part of it. But yeah, Zach and Mike and myself co-created it, and then Zach and I were the showrunners when we wrote it, and then Zach and I directed it, which was a very long but very gratifying process because it's stop motion. And yeah, now Zach and I are doing our best to promote it.
Very nice. And what would you say was the biggest challenge about working on the project?
I think I think we wanted the project to be a lot of different things all at once. We wanted it to be unsparingly satirical, but we also wanted to be warm and loving and kind to the people in the show. Even though we were showing things that could be obnoxious, we wanted to feel like they were essentially lovable people at the end of the day. We wanted to do a show that was a comedy in a office workplace, but we also wanted to have interviews that felt like dynamic and alive and surprising. And so marrying all of the different aspirations for the show into one 22-minute episode after another, I think was tricky and thrilling.
What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, and the only thing that I would say is as tricky as it was, there's so many talented, like we knew working with Shadow Machine that they would be very talented from seeing things that they'd made, but they were so down to go the extra mile in so many ways and do jobs that weren't even really their jobs. That made that marriage of all these things we were attempting to put together so much easier, and we were so gratified all the time when we would see work that people had done to be like, oh, this is so good, this makes it work, I think, because this animation is so good, or this set design, or the way this, even like, I think if people see the puppets, the amount of like real warmth and humanity that they're able to put into a puppet goes a long way with what we're trying to do as far as like a show that's satirical that also hopefully treats the puppets like they're complicated human beings.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about the using the puppets. Did you guys go take classes on how to do that? How did you prepare for that part of it? Because that's amazing.
Well, they would never let us touch the puppets. That is so like there's these like truly the best animators in the world work at Shadow Machine, and so Zach and I are only talking to them as our actors and being like, this is what we think the scene is about. This is what we think the character is going through, what they want in the scene, and then the physical manifestation of it is all their genius. So we're just talking to them as actors, and then they're the ones sort of bringing them to life.
What's weird is when you're in a room with one of these puppets, it feels like you're with a person in the room, even when they're not moving, because the way they're animated is so witchy. It's a weird feeling. You walk into the space and you're like, oh, there's a tiny person sitting at that desk, even, static. It's strange. It's fairy tale magic stuff over there.
And before I let you go, I want to know you each, without giving too much away, just tell me what one scene you're looking forward to everybody seeing. Again, without giving too much away.
I would
There's
say,
one.
without giving too much away, there's a character named Barb who Zach and I love all the characters, but we have a special soft place for Barb, who is in many ways a saint, and she's a person who sacrifices a lot of herself for the good of the group. But there's an episode where she gets to sort of focus on herself and enjoy life in a way we haven't seen her do before. That I think is unique to TV, and I'm excited for people to see.
My mom told me this as she was sort of approaching retirement age. She said, there's this thing that happens as you get older where a kind of invisibility can start to set in. And it's not because anyone is necessarily being malicious, but you can start to fade into the wallpaper a little bit, and people can sort of look past or through you at moments. And the way she said it, there wasn't any real self-pity. She was just kind of talking about it in this matter-of-fact way. And it made me so sad and so angry because I was thinking like this shrinking act that women in particular, but probably both genders, but especially women are asked to do, where it's like, please take up less and less space as your life gets bigger and bigger, as you've had more and more life, more and more experiences, more and more wisdom, more and more adventures. Shrink yourself into an ever smaller circumference so that you don't take up too much room, or you're not distracting, or you're not that, we don't want to hear from you, is so brutal and mutilating and infuriating and heartbreaking. And obviously this is a stop motion show about, like, I don't want to, we're not writing like a Russian novel here, but the thing that I think was really important to me and Brandon is that Barb shrinks herself constantly. She's constantly sacrificing herself. It's like Giving Tree stuff where she's just cutting off limb after limb for the unappreciative people sometimes who she's working for. And so to have one episode where she gets to go on this little personal fantasia and open up the locked box of her interior life and come flowing out, felt really exciting to us, and a way of saying I love you, basically, to women like my mom and the many Barbs in the world who are quietly excellent, quietly vivid, quietly beautiful, but who don't necessarily get the moments in the sun that are their natural due, in my view.
That is beautiful. And you guys, you're both amazing. Like I said before, I'm proud of you both, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Good
Thank
luck.
you. I'll move you back to the press room.
Thank you.